to see her. But it's the last chance you'll get to say goodbye.
Ghoulish, that's what I call it.
If you don't, you might regret it. I know my Bernice will want to go and see her when she gets here tomorrow.
Well, good for Bernice. Your living, breathing daughter. Full marks to Bernice.
Why don't we go back together? It'll be easier if there's just the two of us.
I do not want to gawp at the dead body of my only child. Now, why the hell has everyone got a problem with that?
Fairy lights and sequin black veils would be high up on our wish list.
Oh, excuse me, my shooting party.
I think it might be quieter if we go over to the cafe. Why don't we all go over there to finish off? Then I can get the order of service off to the printers. Oh, any more tea and my bladder's going to be screaming out for mercy. You coming, Steph?
No, I don't think I'm up to it, actually.
Oh, no, you don't. Do you think this is easy for me or for Marlon? This is the very last thing you'll ever be able to do for your daughter. So however distasteful you may find it, get up out of that chair and go and give Marlon the support he deserves. Is there anything else that comes to mind?
I'd like the same reading we had at our wedding. It was special. Tricia chose it.
Are you sure that's appropriate?
Appropriate? Who decides what's appropriate or not? Remind me, whose wife we bury next week?
And Ashley will be well enough to officiate.
He'll be out of hospital tomorrow if the doctor signs him off. Any thoughts on the flowers?
Roses. Red and white roses. Just like the one she carried at our wedding. An exact copy of the bouquet on the coffin.
Pricier roses.
It should only be the rarest hand-picked orchids from my Tricia. Diane, will you say a few words at the service?
I'd be glad to.
I'm her mother. If anyone's going to say anything at the church, it should be me.
Why? You haven't shown the slightest interest in these arrangements.
I'm not trying to take over, Steph.
Well, who the hell were you to her anyway?
She was my friend.
Excuse me, everyone. Come outside a minute.
Not quite the Queen Mother's gun carriage, but
A few flowers, you never notice the difference.
we'll give Hamish a wash and brush up oil his hooves.
The plumage for his head.
I don't know what to say.
I do. I wouldn't let my precious daughter be seen dead behind that filthy, muck-splattered excuse for a cart horse.
Never think before opening your mouth.
What?
Unfortunate turn of phrase.
Oh, what a wonderful gesture.
I've never seen anything quite like it before.
It's a terrific thought, Zach. And I appreciate it, you know, I really do. But I don't think it's quite Tricia's style. Put it this way, I don't think she would have got on it if she'd been alive.
She'd been moaning about splinters and the smell of the horse.
That little lot's too down market to transport victims to the guillotine.
There's no need to be abusive. We're just trying to show our respect.
I know, and I do appreciate it. So, seeing as he's here, why don't we get Hamish to give us a lift home, eh?
Look, I'll just serve Laura and Mrs. Birch.
Take your time, love. Can I join you?
I'd rather you didn't.
Steph, I just want you to know that I'm only speaking at the funeral tomorrow because Marlon asked me to.
Yeah, well, even if he hadn't, I bet you'd still be chipping in.
I think it's probably best if I ignore that.
You've no business saying anything tomorrow. Tricia was my daughter.
I know she was, and I'll happily stand down if you'd rather say a few words.
Say a few words. Oh, I'll say a few words. It was your pub, and it was your fault.
Steph, please don't say things like that.
My daughter is dead because of you.
Yes, it was my pub, but there was a terrible storm. Hardly my fault. I didn't plan it.
Tricia wouldn't want you there tomorrow. I'm the only mum she ever needed.
Oh, so coming on to her husband was maternal instinct, was it? I'm sorry.
You heartless cow.
What are you gawping at?
I think Mrs. Blackstock. I hope she'll be all right.
There was no need to go that far.
Oh, shut your face, Edna Birch.
I might have known you two goody-goodies would be on hand to pass judgment. What's it got to do with any of you?
Mrs. Stokes! You forgot your change. Oh, all right, ta.
Excuse me. You must be Tricia's mum.
So?
I'm Bernice.
All right. Hello.
Look, I'm really sorry about what's happened. Tricia and I were very close.
On and off from what I heard. Now, if you don't mind, I'm not in the mood for chit-chat.
Why didn't you join us in the church? 2 o'clock, we said.
I'm surprised you even noticed.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well, you had Dame Diane and your new best friend Shelley there for you, didn't you?
They weren't there for me. This was Tricia's time.
Could have fooled me. Just one big excuse for Diane to go round acting like she's been her mother all these years.
For your information, Diane stayed away. And how dare you make her feel she shouldn't come to the funeral?
I see. Been blabbing to you, has she?
No, as it happens. Now, Diane meant a great deal to Tricia. And I don't want her feeling uncomfortable about being there tomorrow.
Well, don't have to worry. She can revel in every minute of it because I probably won't go.
Of course you're going.
Why should I? After the way you've all treated me.
Alan?
I'm ashamed to call her my daughter.
You didn't mean that, did you? You've got to be at your daughter's funeral.
What's good of a funeral that's been hijacked by people who aren't even her family?
It's the way we say goodbye. Goodbye to your Tricia.
Prayers and speeches aren't going to bring her back, are they?
No.
No. I'll say goodbye to my daughter in my own way.
You sure it's not just that you don't want to cry in front of anyone? Not even at a time like this? Grieving doesn't mean you're a weak person, you know.
My Tricia. What girl? Chip off the old block. Beautiful. Funny. Fiery.
We've been looking for you.
What are you doing here?
I was restless. I couldn't settle.
It's time to go.
I'm not going.
Steph,
I'm not going.
Please, Stephanie, you'll regret it if you don't.
That's a chance I'll have to take. Well, go on. Get going, or you'll miss it.
I don't know what's in your mind at the moment, but I'll simply say that I think Tricia would have wanted her mother to be there.
I thought I'd tell a Tricia story here. And then I thought, what's the point? Tricia's not here to laugh at it. It's hard to imagine my life without her. When she was around, I felt as if I had 2 daughters, 2 women I could have a laugh and a gossip with and rely on when times were tough. But the truth is, she wasn't my daughter. I'd have been a proud mother if she was, but she wasn't. She was Steph's. Don't sit at the back there, Steph. Come up here and say a few words.
She thought she'd come then.
Me and Tricia... My Tricia. Well, it's no good pretending. You all knew it wasn't an easy relationship. We seemed to fall out nearly every other week. Some of you would say I wasted a lot of my time that should have been spent with my daughter. I did waste a lot of time. Mothers do that, don't they? The important thing is, I think she knew how I felt. She was my little girl. She'll always be my little girl. I love you, Tricia. My life's never going to be right again. Oh, Dad.
If I'm allowed, I'd just like to say I found your speech very moving.
Thanks, Eric. Oh, how's your arm?
It's on the mend. We've both been under a great deal of strain. I wouldn't want that to sour the friendship we've enjoyed in the past.
Neither would I.
Good. And if you wanted to come back to work when you're ready, I'd be delighted to see you.
Would you?
Of course I would. As a colleague and as a friend.
Then I'll come back.
Good. And I'll leave you two alone, Alan. My deepest sympathies. Thank you.
So I'm glad you felt able to come.
Yeah, Dad, so am I.
Your speech was...
Moving. I should have said it when she was alive, though, eh?
She's going to leave quite a hole in both our lives.
How are we going to cope, Dad? How are we going to get up every day and get on with life?
I wish I could find something reassuring to say, my dear girl, but the truth is I really don't know.
It's not every day someone you know goes down for murder. Terrible way for him to die and all. Oh, sorry, Steph. That's not a very tactful thing for me to say to someone whose daughter's...
Shelley, be quiet. Here, did Eric say whether he was going into work today?
No, when the policeman showed him the shoes, he just went home. Never seen anyone so upset. Oh, sorry, that's not a very...
Oh, Shelley, will you shut up?
Why, anyway?
Because you're getting on my nerves.
No, I mean about... Why did you ask about Eric?
Because, well, it seems as if Gloria is dead, so maybe it's time for me to admit I was wrong. Well, you only get one life, don't you?
Better. Time for a brew.
Oh, lovely.
Again?
Now we know what the new batteries were for.
It's like I've never been away.
Oh, I must say it's been peaceful without you here every day.
And you know, we can't stand that.
Even Scrooge has been smiling at me.
Oh, well, that's a wonder. Where he's been lately with money and everything. He's been really bad with it, and he's hardly got any orders coming in.
We'll just have to take a grip on him then, won't we?
Oh, do we have to?
Gloria's still getting to him.
Yeah, well, you can't fault him for that. Oh, hello, gorgeous.
Ah, decent-looking man at last.
All right, girls.
Thank you. Ignore them, it comes out of their wages.
Package for you, Eric. Huh? There you go. Should be all right now. It's stopped ticking.
I see my reputation precedes me.
Yeah, see ya. Ladies.
Bye, lovely.
See, Eric. Eric, you right?
Fine. Fine.
How's the weather, Eric? Chilly and grey, I hope. Just like your charming self.
You're supposed to be dead.
And there's you thinking I'm dead. Couldn't be further from the truth. I'm afraid, my darling, I'm very much alive. Oh, yes. Very much alive. So, greetings from, let's just say, this lovely beach. Who cares when it's this warm? Best not be too precise, eh? Wouldn't want my collar being fingered by anybody but the delightful Dennis here, now would I?
You devious bitch,
I think is the word you're looking
I hope you've not
for,
been too
Eric.
miserable without me. Still, by the time you get this, the last piece of my little jigsaw should be in place. So, you check out the view for a few minutes, eh? While I send for another one of these umbrella drinks.
It's some kind of trick.
You got that bit right.
She wouldn't do this. It's
Typical. Just rewind that last bit again, Eric. What's she on about?
I like to say I don't take this kind of thing lying down, but, as you can see... Anyway, Eric, you dumped me. And now this is what I believe is known as payback time. Literally, in your case. You see,
Set the whole thing up.
the longer you thought I was dead, the less likely it was you'd worry about your bank accounts. And I've been very patient, you must admit. If I'd been nibbling away at our savings, you'd have been thinking, hold on, she must be out there somewhere. But no. Timing, Eric, it's all about timing.
One extra large cocktail, Vanessa, be it me.
This is a joke. She's been kidnapped.
Before
I don't know.
get back to the
Brainwashed.
business in hand, as it were, there is one thing I'll admit I'm really sorry about, Eric. Really sorry. I won't be there to see your face when you look at your bank statements.
What?
Ciao, baby.
Get me on a plane right now.
Well, that would be a plane. Where to, Eric?
Eric, don't you think you'd be better off, phoning the bank?
What's taking them so long?
Did they say they'd ring back? It's getting awfully late for a bank. Yeah, they're probably shut by now, Eric. Best to wait while morning.
Excuse me. I'm a Premier Customer Platinum card. The woman said she'd ring back.
Oh, how many times have we heard that?
These are not normal circumstances. This is a blatant criminal act.
Oh, perhaps it'd be better if it were.
Is that your attempt at being helpful?
Look, all we're trying to say, Eric...
I know what you're trying to say, just don't, all right? Pollard's Fancy Goods. Speaking. Yes, that's right. E and G Pollard. There is a current account in my name only. Probably wouldn't cover a week's shopping. I see. And the business account? That too. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I'll come in first thing. Goodbye. Shouldn't you ladies be going home?
Embarrassing scenes in here, must we? We're all far too dignified for that. Don't push it, Val, because I don't find it funny. Neither did I, last night.
I think I'm atoning for the sins of a previous life.
Still, what do you expect? If the landlady gets away with it, Val, in the back.
Hi, Eric. We've already heard. Well, at least she's alive.
She couldn't have stabbed me in the back half as effectively otherwise, could she?
Can we buy you a drink?
I think that's something I can still afford, thank you.
Is it allowed, or do you both have to sign something?
Apparently, Gloria is perfectly within her rights. She's alive, and she's well. And she's cleaned me out. I'd like a large single malt. Chastity, please.
Hey, do you know how many calories there are in a glass of brandy?
I've got a few good reasons for having a couple of drinks.
Oh, how do you work that one out?
Well, I miss Tricia terribly, and then there's this diet. I'm worrying about it. It makes me tense. This helps me to relax.
A bit of exercise would do you more good.
But you have to be careful about that at my age. People drop dead jogging, you know.
Then we'll try swimming.
I haven't been swimming for years.
Well, we'll start gradually and build up. It's the perfect solution.
Oh. Hello, you two. What you up to?
Oh, your dad and I are thinking of starting swimming together.
Oh, good. Can I come and watch? I could do with a good laugh right now.
I really don't see what's funny about it.
Oh, have you looked in the mirror lately? Oh, it's nice of you to keep the old man occupied.
Oh, it'll be a pleasure. I enjoy his company.
Yeah, I must admit I do at the moment. I love my old dad. He's really been a rock over Tricia's death. I don't know what I'd have done without him.
He's happy you two have been getting closer.
Well, it's just as well, as we'll both be seeing a lot more of him now we've got more time on our hands. Oh, you haven't heard, have you? Oh, no point in you doing your afternoon shift. We've been laid off without pay till further notice.
Hi, Lisa. I've just heard the bad news.
Oh, about Zach, Sam and Shadrach.
Why? What's up with them?
They've been arrested.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, I meant about the factory.
Oh, yeah, that's what I've come to talk to you about. Now, it seems that Eric's thrown the towel in, but I can't afford to be without a job, not with everything as it is.
Well, I don't see we've got much say in it.
Well, I don't know. Now, if I can get hold of some supplies, will you two come and help make an order up? There'll be no pay, but at least it'll start the ball rolling.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
A bit of a cash flow problem. Has Vivian got any whiskey for a tenner?
I don't mean to be rude, but I think you've already had enough to drink.
Oh, you're not going to get saleswoman of the year with that approach. Give us a bottle of that 10.99 swill, will you?
I really don't think it's a good idea. I agree. Well, not unless you want to strip wallpaper with it.
What has the man got to do to get a drink around here?
Emily's right. I think you've had far too much to drink already.
Oh. Well, I beg to differ. The correct procedure for a man in my situation is to keep on going until he can't remember what he's drinking to forget.
I've tried it. It doesn't work. You still remember in the morning. The only difference is you have a hell of a hangover to cope with as well.
Well, I'm not into long-term planning at the moment. Tomorrow's too distant for me to worry about, and yesterday is more than I could take.
Come on, let's get you sobered up and then you might see things differently. Come on.
Come and go to the Woolpack.
Black coffee will make you feel better.
The only thing that would make me feel better right now is getting my money back from Gloria.
What a difference a day makes, eh? 24 little hours. Yesterday you thought Gloria was dead. You thought you made her commit suicide. Today, you don't have to feel guilty.
At least I can be miserable in comfort.
You don't mean that. Money isn't everything.
I never thought I'd hear you say that.
If I had £1 million, I'd give it away tomorrow to have my Tricia back. Make things right between us. Now, just be glad all you've lost is cash. It's not going to be easy, Eric, but you will get over this. You will get back on your feet. With so many people around to help, and Lisa's going to have another go at trying to get those supplies.
What's the point? Still can't pay anyone.
Well, she knows that. But if we can keep that factory running, well, who knows the possibilities, eh? Come on.
I'm good.
Using my dad as support for a diet is a bit like building a tower block on quicksand.
That's not fair. He's really keen to work with me. Regular exercise, sensible eating. We can do it together.
Yeah, well, I'll believe that when I see it.
Hi. Ready for your swim?
Not quite.
Told you he'd wheedle out of it.
No, you know I told you that it's been some time since I went. Well, I don't think these are going to fit.
Plus, he'll be had out for gross indecency.
We'll stop off at a shop on the way.
Here we go. Listen. I don't want your money, Alan.
What do you mean?
All that stuff about me inheriting.
Oh, I was only joking. I have no intention of shuffling off this mortal coil for quite a while yet.
I know, but now Tricia's gone. It doesn't feel right that I'm even in your will at all. I mean, I'm not even a blood relative.
I'm sure Tricia would have wanted me to make some provision for you.
I'd rather you gave it to someone who needed it. I've got to find some way of making something out of my life without her.
He's got a point.
Well, I suppose it does seem odd me leaving the bulk of my estate to him, but I've left money to the grandchildren, so the family are taken care of.
Well, not all the family.
Perhaps the British Transplant Foundation might be a better option.
Are you really still so set against Steph? I thought you two had been getting on better.
We have, but there are things that I can't forgive. And if my money was used for medical research, at least I'd know it was doing some good.
I doubt if Tricia and Marlon would have stuck it into an orphanage. It's not just about the money, it's what it says about your relationship.
Yes, perhaps I'm being a little hard, blaming her for things in the past. And you're right, we have been getting on better lately.
I'd have thought Eric would be back by now.
Where's he gone?
Bank manager. Last ditch to keep the factory afloat.
I hope it works out. There's a lot of jobs depending on it.
Yeah, mine included. Not that I should be worried about shop floor work at my time of life. Lisa might be prepared to do work for nothing, but I didn't think much of it when I was paid.
It don't matter what you do as long as you give your best.
Don't give me that pious nonsense, Emily. Money's what counts, as Eric is finding out the hard way.
Steph, we need to talk.
Is something wrong?
No, I've just been thinking things over. It's been hard for both of us since we lost Tricia.
Yeah, it's not getting any easier.
But maybe it has brought us closer together.
Yeah, that's helped me as well.
So perhaps we could try a fresh start.
What do you mean?
Well, I'm tired of us fighting old battles and nursing old grievances. We both made mistakes in the past. Perhaps we could both learn from it.
Perhaps.
But I have been wondering if I've been unfair to you.
In what way?
Well, I've changed my will. I've made you the beneficiary. I know money can't bring Tricia back.
So, what's changed your mind after all this time?
But it's made me realise that I've still got a daughter to care for. And I want you to know how much that means to me.
Oh, Dad. You don't know how long I've waited for you to say that. Oh, act it on.
Do you want the bad news or the really bad news?
Your choice.
Well, I can't remortgage without Gloria's signature. And there's no chance of me catching up with her, never mind trying to ask her to sign anything.
But I thought you said you were going to get on with your life and stop worrying about her. You know, perhaps it's time to think of other options.
She hasn't left me other options. I tried asking them for a loan.
No dice.
The only security I've got is the factory. And the repayments will be more than the profits.
Well, perhaps you should think about selling shares.
Who'd be mad enough to buy into a business in this state, huh?
Me.
Glad to see you haven't lost your sense of humour. I'd need at least £20,000. I suspect that's slightly out of your league.
Don't you be so sure.
Oh. Get £20,000.
Let's just say a window of opportunity is opened.
And why would you hand this windfall to me?
Because I've decided running a factory is more my style than working at one.
That I can believe.
And when you've got a workforce that's mug enough to work for nothing, there's got to be money in it. The only question left is whether you're man enough to go into business with me.
Hi.
Oh, very good morning, my dear.
Someone got out the right side of the bed.
I admit to feeling cheerful here. Funny how things change, isn't it?
As long as it's a change for the better.
Oh, it is. Steph and I have been getting on so badly, and now suddenly we seem to be connecting.
You deserve a break, the pair of you.
All it took was the stroke of a pen.
I'm sorry. I don't think I heard that properly.
I'm pretty sure you did.
You want me to start you up a tab? Councillor?
Just while I've a cash flow problem, you know I'm good for it.
I'm not a charity, Eric. And free interferes with my business ethic, even for you. Sorry.
It's all right, Viv. I'll stand him.
Oh, well. Your loss. Usual?
Yes, please.
Thank you. Shall we?
Sure.
You have anything important to tell me?
Not yet. I need more time.
Steph! Forgive me if I seem a little impatient, but you've just seen me begging for my breakfast.
I know, but it's not for much longer.
Really? I was rather hoping you'd be able to resolve this quickly.
There's quick and there's quick, Eric. Hang on in there. Dad, you got a minute?
I don't know. Where did you go sneaking off to this morning?
I had to see Eric about something.
Oh,
I don't know if you've heard. He needs someone to invest in that factory.
it has permeated, yeah.
Yeah, well, I got this idea.
Oh.
I mean, it was great that you changed your will for me, and I'm ever so pleased. But, this could be a chance for me to use that money now, not later. Some of it, anyway.
I see.
Be a fabulous opportunity for me.
Oh, nobody must stand in the way of that, must they?
I'm sorry?
You really are the limit sometimes.
Well, don't go getting annoyed about it.
I don't like being manipulated.
Who's manipulating you?
You are. It wouldn't be so bad, but look what I've done for you.
All I'm saying is that if I could invest in something concrete, well, it'll give me a reason to stay round here, that's all.
So if I don't buy half the factory, you're leaving.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's what I'm hearing.
Well, you're hearing wrong, right? Because it's not what I meant. That close to getting it together with my old man, and I've blown it.
Of course you haven't. Only this morning he was saying how well you two were getting on together at last.
Yeah, but that was before. Before I made him feel like I was just out for what I could get.
I don't get it. I thought you were past all that.
Yeah, well, we were until I opened my big mouth again. I mean, I didn't mean to worry him. It's just the time element is so pressing.
So talk to him again. Try and make him understand.
I can't. I just think I'm up to me old tricks, and I wouldn't blame him either.
So what are you going to do?
Dunno. I thought you might help me, Shell.
Oh, no. No, Steph.
Oh, Shelley, please.
Why would he listen to me?
Well, he's very fond of you.
Or fool him?
Nay, he's got a great deal of respect.
Yeah, well, it's mutual. He's a good man.
Well, there you are, then. Oh, please, Shelley. I'm running out of time. If Pollard gets another investor, that's it. Chance gone. Cheers. Hiya.
Ah, Steph.
Oh, hello, Dad.
Good morning.
Oh, well, you know, same old, same old.
Sounds like you could use a drink.
Oh, not at the minute, Dad. I heard you had a word with Shell.
Yes, I did.
Look, Dad, I've come to a sort of decision. I ain't going to let this come between us. You know, the factory. Not after everything that's happened. Well, dreary old place, all said and done.
Really? I've got something for you.
Yeah?
Go on. looks as if somebody here is going to become part owner of the factory.
Oh, Dad.
I'm a fond, foolish old man, and I don't care.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank
My
you.
pleasure.
I'm going to make you so proud of me.
I'm sure you are.
Been coming in here for years.
Well, I don't know that, do I? I haven't lived here for years.
I've put more money into this place than you've had. Hot dinners. All I want is a nice...
Hot dinner. Yeah, I know, but I can't give you a slate without permission of the boss, and she ain't here, is she?
Look.
All right, Eric?
Oh, Stephanie.
Give him what he wants, Chet, and I'll have a spritzer, please. As long as someone's paying, I don't care.
Thank you. This is becoming a bit of a habit.
Not really. This ain't alone. You're paying.
Oh, you just... No. Oh. Oh, Stephanie, this is wonderful.
Great, isn't it? First thing, we go to the solicitors, make it formal. Then you can put that in the bank.
Oh, well, of course.
Just one little question.
Yeah.
How much of the operation do I own? I thought, 50-50.
I may be hungry, but I'm not stupid. You're 49 to my 51%, and that's being too generous. Only I fancy the hot pot.
Nice to see you ain't lost it, Eric, even when faced with adversity. Deal.
Hi.
Well,
I wanted to apologise for what I said.
you were quite strong.
I know. I'm sorry.
But you weren't wrong in what you said. I've given Stephanie the money she wanted.
Really?
Really.
Wow. What made you change your mind?
You did.
I thought I'd...
No, you're quite right. Life's too short. It's churlish of me to deny her the money she's going to get anyway. I'll just make the best of the years I've got left and watch her enjoy it.
That's a good few years yet.
Oh, I don't know. I've been feeling very old since Tricia died.
You're not old. Well, not that old.
Thanks.
Last thing I wanted to do was to make you feel you're just about to kick the bucket.
Oh, you didn't. You made me realise we should take our opportunities when we've got them. And for that, I'm grateful.
Cash it for a few days, give my new investors money a chance to clear.
Who is the new investor?
Here's to our new partnership, eh?
It's you!
That's right, yeah.
Oh, I think I need a stiff one.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Good of your father to advance you the money. What sort of interest is he charging?
He ain't. He ain't alone.
I find it hard to believe it's just a gift.
He loves me, doesn't he?
Well, I'm sure he does, but forgive me saying 20,000. Cheaper to buy flowers?
Yeah, well, we've got a lot closer, you know, since... he wants me to do well.
Well, good for you.
Yeah. I ain't felt this good about anything for a very long time.
No, really. Thank you.
Nothing to thank me for.
Well, not for being honest and supportive.
Well, apart from that.
How about this, then? How about thank you for seeing me through the worst time of my life? And I think you know I'm not exaggerating when I say that.
No, I know. Been through quite a lot together, you and me.
Yes. It just makes me feel...
Go on.
Oh, Shelley. I just wish I was a bit younger.
What?
I wouldn't hesitate, you know, to ask you out.
Well, go on. How about you pretend you're a couple of years younger?
Oh, Shelley, that'd be wonderful. You know, if you and I could just... sometimes.
Yes.
Are you sure?
Sorted, I could... What the hell is going on? You see...
Overreacting a little.
Oh, am I? Am I really? I walk in to find out you two are having an affair.
There's no affair.
Oh, right. So, what I just saw was a particularly gruesome hallucination, was it?
Just a moment, that's all.
Oh, yeah, right.
Well, that's true.
We were just talking about, possibilities.
Oh, and that's supposed to make me feel better, is it?
What is the problem? We're adults.
Oh, you're not kidding, several times over.
We get on well together, and if it hadn't have been for Shelley, I wouldn't have got through everything that's happened.
Oh, well, thanks. So what am I? Some sort of hindrance?
Oh, no, of course not.
Steph, whatever happens, this isn't going to make a difference to you.
Well, you would say that, wouldn't you? I mean, I've seen you together. I thought you were getting on well, but I never dreamed. I mean, and under my very nose. I mean, why would you do that to me?
Do what to you? What am I supposed to have done?
That's my dad. First time in my life, I lost a daughter to get close to him, and then you move in? What sort of friend does that?
Oh, for goodness sake.
I think it's best if I don't stop here tonight. You can have your privacy then, can't you?
Oh, you're being stupid.
I don't know why you're complaining. It's what you want, isn't it?
I don't understand any of this. I've always looked after you. Good grief, I even changed my will for you.
Only to solve your conscience. Oh, and keep her happy, of course.
That's not true.
Well, either way, we all know we're getting it now, don't we?
For God's sake! What I feel for your father's got nothing to do with money.
Oh, shut up, fat Shelley Williams. Do you think I've just fallen off the Christmas tree, do you? It's what you've always been after, money. Well, you couldn't get it before, because you weren't exactly catch of the century.
All right, that's enough. You can stop that or else.
Or else what?
Well, if you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you abuse Shelley, you've got another thing coming. I know you're upset, but if you're going to behave like that, I'd rather you went.
Fine.
I'll just go.
Not this time.
Come on, girl. Pull yourself together. You can do it.
Maybe if I'd been firmer with her when she was young, I wouldn't now be facing a row with a middle-aged adolescent. I should have shown a bit more resolve, I think.
Alan.
Shelley, I won't have her speaking to you like that. It's as simple as that.
And you're sure this is worth it? It's going to be horrible at work for me from now on. And as for you, you've already had one 20-year rift. It's a bit late to start another.
Well, it's early days for us, obviously, but I can't see that it's wrong to want to find some companionship in my remaining years. And you make me very happy. Steph should understand that.
She's going to give me hell today, you know that, don't you?
Oh, well, maybe you better call in sick.
No, I've got to face her sooner or later. I'll see you after work.
Bye.
Well, I'll come round about 4-ish, OK? Thank you. Mum says you've got to pay me in advance.
So nice to be trusted.
Yeah, I expect it would be. £5, please. Thank you. Oh.
You're quiet. Who's going to be the one to apologise?
Not me.
Thought you might say that.
Oh, thanks for letting me spend the night.
Thank you for saving my business.
That's all right. But the sooner we get it sorted out of the solicitors, the better.
Oh, good. Right. I want a word. I wish I did.
All I'm saying is that under the circumstances, I ought to have a desk. In here.
And I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just pointing out that you can't have mine. Gloria's is perfectly adequate for you. And may I just remind you that I own the 51%?
We're not going to have a turf war over this. Not on my first day.
There's no reason for a fight, is there? Yes.
Excuse me, I need a quick word with the boss.
Yes, Lisa?
It's just that we need some more paint if we're going to get this order finished on time.
Can you deal with that, Eric, please? Only I'd like to have a word with Shell.
Right.
I take it you've signed up with her then, eh?
Just come back from the solicitors. Why?
Well, she's not been part owner for more than 5 minutes and already she's telling you what to do.
Look, I just wanted to say, we didn't mean to hurt you. This thing with your dad, it just sort of grew. I mean, we've always been fond of each other, but well, sorry anyway. Please, Steph, say something.
Me? I was just remembering.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was picturing you. A few years ago. Remember when you used to get depressed, and when you was depressed, you'd go to that cake shop, you know, across the street?
Don't.
I saw you eat 8 rhumbarber's. Disgusting, isn't it? All because some bloke told a fat girl story. It was gross, to be honest. Made me feel quite sick. It was like watching a mountain engulf another mountain. You remember that, Shell? I was your best friend at the time. Which was amazing, really, because half the population of Dalston had actually dropped you like a hot brick. Can't blame them. I mean, imagine how they felt, having this needy tub of lard following them round all the time.
Please, Steph, don't.
Don't what? Oh, don't be nasty. Don't be nasty to fat Shelley Williams. Why not? You've shed the pounds. You can handle it. You don't need your best friend now, do you? Even got a fella now. Bit old. And on the fat side, but hey, your self-esteem must be flying.
I'm sorry. What more do you want?
I don't want nothing from you, Shell. All I want is to wish you the joy of my dad. Well, for as long as it lasts.
That bird, eh?
Oh, could have been worse, I suppose. But hard to see how. She's taken it really badly, Alan.
Well, we saw that yesterday. I suppose I should have guessed it was going to be like this.
Should you?
Well, I know what she's like. That's why I chose to distance myself from her for all those years.
You chose?
Well, she chose not to keep in touch, and I went along with it.
Alan, I'm not happy about this. She's your daughter, for good or ill, and you and I don't stand much of a chance if I'm the cause of the next great rift between you.
Well, well, well. I thought my ears were burning.
Hello, Stephanie.
Dad, telling tales out of school, Shell? Oh, not like you. Still, don't worry, I won't invade your privacy for very long. Just come to pick up a few more of me things, you know. Then you can have the place all to yourself.
You've not come back, then?
You think I'd live here with you two at it? I'd rather be dead.
Hold on.
What?
Hold on a second, will you? I've got something to say. She can stay and I'll go.
No, I won't hear of it.
I know it's not ideal, but...
Not ideal? You're offering to leave the village
I don't want to be responsible for this.
Just because she's throwing a tantrum. Absolutely not.
My. Am I the cause of the first row? Hope not.
Now, Stephanie, let me make this very clear. I want Shelley to stay. I would like you to stay. But if you make me choose between the two of you, I can assure you, you won't like the choice.
Oh, Dad. I think you've already made the choice.
Where will you go?
Shelley, unlike you, I have more than one friend in the world. I suggest you think about that. When he's gone, where does that leave you? All due respect, Dad, but, well, you ain't going to be here that long, are you? So if you don't mind, I think I'll go and get my things. Hello, Eric. You didn't mind me opening this, did you?
No. That's a good vintage.
I thought so. Two people I most trusted in the world have let me down.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
You're all I've got left. You don't mind, do you?
No.
Thank you, Eric. Well, looks like we're going to be seeing a lot more of each other, doesn't it?
Yes. Excellent. I'll just grab myself a glass.
You mustn't blame yourself for any of this. Why can't you just be happy for us?
She thinks you're only with me because you pity me.
Does she?
Do you?
I'm not even going to dignify that with a reply.
I'm sorry.
I think you and I need a change of scene. I'm going to take you out to dinner tonight.
I'm not sure I'm up to it.
You must stop letting her get to you.
I've been trying that for 40 years.
Right. I'm going to see her.
Oh, Alan, don't.
No, I won't let her do this to you. To us.
Alan.
Now, just stay there and don't worry.
For heaven's sake, Stephanie, how much longer are you going to be? It only takes me a minute. I need to get to work. At least let me get my toothbrush.
What time to call this?
I am only late because I was made to wait for nearly half an hour because someone monopolised the use of my own bathroom.
Well, you'll have to get up earlier, won't you?
Don't worry, I won't make the same mistake again. Did you really have to take so long?
Do you honestly believe that it only takes 5 minutes to look this glamorous? I tell you, you could do with a bit more time in that bathroom.
If only I had the chance. What is all this doing in my office?
Well, I didn't think you'd want it in the house.
Yes, Helen, what can I do for you?
I would like a word with my daughter, if that's all right.
I'm busy.
Well, obviously you would like to find somewhere private.
Pull the door to on your way out, Eric.
Can't find it in you just to be happy for us?
Oh, how can I when you're making such a fool of yourself? I mean, everyone's talking about you. You're twice her age, for heaven's sake.
Before all this blew up, I thought we were getting even closer together.
You only gave me that money to keep Shelley sweet.
That's not true. I want you to know how important you are to me. Nothing can change that.
I find that very hard to believe.
How do I prove it to you?
End it with Shelley.
I'd given up even thinking about meeting somebody else.
Well, then it won't be any hardship, will it, telling her it's over?
Why have I got to make a choice?
Hello, Stokes and Pollard's Fancy Goods. I'm sorry. Would you mind holding? Dad, I've got to take this call. So if there's nothing else... I'm sorry to keep you waiting. Mr. Pollard isn't here at the moment. Oh, I would have poured you one, only there ain't none left.
Huh. A 12-year-old single malt.
You're not a whiskey snob, are you, Eric? They all taste the same to me, love.
Do they?
And if you must know, me and my old dad have never been further apart.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear about that.
Still, thank God I got you, Eric?
Yes.
Eric? Well, it is all right me staying here, isn't it? I mean, you'd tell me if I was in the way, wouldn't you?
Yes. Well, I think I'll just go upstairs and have
Would you mind if I had a bath? Well, it's been quite a day. I promise I won't be too long.
Oh, you make yourself at home. I'm a good soak.
Ta-da! Ready?
Oh, Shelley, oh, you look lovely.
You won't be ashamed to have me on your arm, then?
I think you know the answer to that.
At least you tried.
I might as well have been talking to myself. Her mind's made up.
She's asking you to choose between us, isn't she?
Well, she needs time to get used to the idea of you and I being together.
Alan,
I think we've just got to forget about her for now and enjoy our time together.
Where are you going?
Do you think I'm going out looking like this with you looking like that? They'll think you got me on day release from a rest home.